There are 5 rounds to go in the 2022 AFL season, and in this video we are going to be jumping on Squiggle just like we did last year. We're going to be predicting the final 5 rounds of the AFL to see who makes the finals in 2022. Even though you'd seem that the top 7 is probably locked, there is still probably one more slot available for a few teams. The Tigers, the Dogs, the Saints, even the Suns and the Power. They're mathematically a chance. So I did this video last year, it did quite well. So the first game, Richmond with Freo, going to be a good game of footy. In Perth, I'll be watching this game at, and I think the Dockers get the job done. They're a better side than the Tigers. The Tigers have a couple players out as well. The Dockers know how to play marble well, as shown this year, so I'm going to put in my 3 goals. Now, this is a game where I reckon North could cause the upset, but yeah, I want the Hawks in my tip, so I'll go based from my tips. I think the Hawks get it done by 3 goals again. I think it'll be a decent game. The Swans against Adelaide, even though it is at the day game at the SCG, I think the Swans, they're too good. The Crows are not the best interstate, we all know that. Swans by 5 goals. The Power, they need to win this game if they want to make the 8, I'm pretty sure. Maybe, I think they can, you can get away with winning 12 games, I think, to make the 8, but they want to win the game. If they win this game, the Power are well and truly a chance, but I think the Cats are too good. They're going to continue their win streak and win this game by, I'll go 3 goals again. And win 9 in a row. The Lions v the Suns, I think the Lions, they're going to be too good in that one. The Dogs v the D's. This game's massive. If the Dogs win it, they're 100% a sniff. But I think the D's are just too good. Even at Marvel, I think the D's just get it done. It'll be a good game of footy though. Go the D's by 6. Cullen's spot in the top 8 will be in huge jeopardy if they can't win this game, because they've got a pretty tough end to the season. They win this game and finals are pretty much a lock, and I think they will win this game pretty comfortably by 7 goals. This one's a good game of footy. Pies v Bombers. I think the Pies end their winning streak of 8 in my tips. I said the Bombers will win it. I'm going to go the Bombers by 10. And the Eagles v Saints. Surely the Saints know what's on the line here. I know we haven't been able to show up in any of the big games that matter, but against the Eagles has to be different, surely. I'm going to have to tip the Saints here. If we lose the game, well, I don't know what to do. We'll go the Saints to win it by 22 points. So that's the end of round 19. The Saints find themselves in the 8 somehow. The Dockers are also in the 4. The Pies drop down to 7th. And the Tigers and the Dogs are both battling with 9 wins. We move to round 20. The Dockers v the D's. This could honestly go either way. The Dockers are capable of winning this. And we'll go the Dockers. Why not? I think the Dockers can definitely beat the D's. They did it last year away. Why can't they do it at home? The Pies v the Power. Do I tip against the Power and go for a Port Adelaide upset? I feel like Port Adelaide, they did it last year. There's a chance for an upset. And we're going to go with Port Adelaide upset. We're going to go calling them to lose 2 games in a row. I know it's probably not going to happen, but we've gone the Power to win it by 8. Sydney v GWS, we could go for another upset. The Giants always perform quite well against the Swans, so we'll go the Swans to just get it done by 6 points. Look, the Saints v Hawks, I can see us losing one of these 2 games against the Eagles and Hawks. Hawthorn always put on a good performance late into the season, but we typically play well against the Hawks. So I'm hoping a percentage booster like usual against the Hawks. We'll go 32 points, but it is an optimistic tip, 100%. The Cats take on the Dogs, and I think the Cats get it done pretty easily. For some reason, the Dogs just don't seem to play well against the good sides away, so we'll go the Cats to win it by 41. Adelaide v Carlton. This is it's a game where I'm going to go an upset and going to go Adelaide. It's a danger game for Blues, and I'm going Adelaide in an upset because we want to make it interesting, and I can definitely see it potentially happening. Gold Coast v West Coast. I'm going to go the Suns to win pretty easily by 47. Richmond v Brisbane. I'll tell you what, Richmond, I think they get the win. Personally, I think the Tigers are going to fade out late in the season. I just think their injuries are hurting them too much, just like last year. But I think the Tigers, the Lions aren't really that good at the MCG. So I think the Tigers get it done by 7 points. The Bombers v the Kangaroos. I think the Roos are a chance, but with the way the Bombers have been playing, I can't see them dropping this. I'm going to go the Bombers to win it by 20 points. Move up to 13th, and we've got the ladder after round 20. The Cats still on top, haven't dropped a game since one against the Saints. The Saints still in the 8s, but I don't think that's going to last for too long. I just think that those 2 wins keep us in that position. The Tigers move to 9th, and the Dogs with 2 losses in a row are really fighting for that spot in the 8. We're going to go for round 21, Melbourne v Collingwood. Do we predict a 3 losses in a row for the Pies? I reckon we do. It's simply due to the fact that the D's, they seem to get things clicking late into the season. But it's going to be a pretty good game of footy, but the D's get it done by 16 points. Hawks v the Suns. I think the Hawks, this is a sort of game where they can get a win at Tassie. So I'm going to go the Hawks to win it by 14 points. and pretty much end the Suns' finals chances there with a win-loss record of 9-11. The Giants v the Bombers. Look, do I see the Bombers winning another one? I mean, I can't see them getting another win. Surely not. But the Giants have been abysmal this season, so we'll go to the Bombers again to win it by 22. The Dogs v the Dockers. This is one of those games I can see the Dogs winning. They know their season's on the line, so they'll get the job done by 14. I'm not tipping the Saints. I could tip the Saints, but I'm not tipping the Saints. We won't beat the Cats at GMHBA. We haven't done that for God knows how long. So though the Cats won it by 36 personally. The Power take on the Tigers. Huge game. The Tigers win this. They leapfrog back into the 8. I think the Power at home, they're a better side, and the Power will get the job done personally by 24 points. North take on the Swans. The Swans will get a pretty comfortable victory by 44. The Lions taking on the Blues. Look, it's always difficult to beat the Lions at home, but I reckon the Blues take it up to them, and it'll be a close one, but the Lions get the job done by 7. The Eagles, I think they're going to avoid the wooden spoon this year. I think it's just slightly better than North as a consistent whole this year, and I think they'll get it done against the Crows. The Crows are not good interstate by 11 points. So we've got the ladder here after round at 21. We've got the Cats still outright top with 1 game clear. Haven't dropped a game for 10 rounds now. We got the Saints who have dropped out of the 8. The Dogs who replaced them in the 8. The Pies dropped down to 7th. The Swans move into the top 4. And it looks like the Eagles might avoid finishing bottom as they have 1 extra win now than the Roos. Move to round 22. The Saints take on the Lions. At our best, the Saints, we can get this job done, I feel like. But unfortunately, we don't play our best very often anymore. And I don't know if it'll happen again for this season. I think the Lions win this one fairly easily by 25 points. The percentage is almost down to 100. Can you believe that? Adelaide take on North Melbourne, and I think Adelaide have got to get the win, but I reckon there'll be a spirited North performance and they only get it done by 8. Gold Coast v Geelong. The Suns, I'm going to tip the Suns. I reckon the Cats, they have to lose eventually. They can't go 13 wins in a row to finish the season. The Suns pipped them at home. They're a really good side at Metricon, the Gold Coast, so I think the Gold Coast Suns, they pick up a late win to maybe give them the smallest chance leading into September. Melbourne take on the Blues, and I think the D's should be too strong, although, yeah, look at that. The Blues sitting on 12 and 9. They still should be fine, but not the greatest way to end the season, that's for sure, for Carlton. Freo take on West Coast. I think Freo should be too strong, win by 26 there to move it into the top 4 again. Richmond should beat the Hawks, although the Hawks, they're the sort of side that can win these sort of games. But I reckon if the Tigers are serious, they should come out and win this game by 18. The move into the 8. Really, really close to finish off this season, it seems, between Richmond, Western Bulldogs and the Saints. Sydney v Collingwood, I see the Pies recording an upset here at the SCG. They think they're capable, and I think they're deserving of an extra win. So we'll leapfrog them over the Blues. The Bombers take on the Power, and I think the Bombers... Oh, look, do I see the Bombers winning, or do I see the... I think the Power are able to get this done. They've finished off the season with a flurry. And I'm reckoning the Power. They get the job done, and they're going to get the job done in convincing fashion by 32 points. Round 23, this is where the big boys come in to storm home late into the season. The Tigers are currently in the 8. The Dogs, the Power, and the Saints are all on 11 wins. The Suns don't have a chance anymore. The fight for first spot is still up for grabs with the Cats and the D's on the same amount of points. Sydney are the only team that could still make the 4 from here. It does all come down to this final round. The first game, we've got the Lions and the D's at the Gabba, and I think at the Gabba, you just got to play the safe card and go the Lions. They're good at the Gabba. They won't finish in the top 2, though, it seems. The D's just scrape in the top 2. This is a huge game to play the top 8, honestly. The Blues and the Pies, I think the Blues get revenge and win in a classic by 9 points to leapfrog the Pies at the end of the season. SMV Richmond, this could go either way. Well, the Bombers, they're going to have a late surge for this season, and I reckon they're going to get the job done by 11. The Cats take on the West Coast Eagles, and the Cats, they're going to win this one by, I'm going to even predict that they're going to get absolutely done, the Eagles. They're going to win this game by 112 points, the Cats, to put themselves outright first with a percentage of 140. The Dockers, they'll be too good for the Giants. The Giants finishing the season poorly. Hawks v Western Bulldogs. Last year the Hawks won, but I'm going to tip the Dogs. The Dogs are going to override the Tigers here to finish the season. What seems could be 8th spot. North take on Gold Coast. I reckon the Suns get the job done here by 23. The Saints v the Swans. We're going to make things interesting. I think the Saints have to win one of these games, even if it doesn't mean we'll make the finals, and I think we will. We'll win the game by 9. We seem to play decent against the Swans at home, or at least as of late, so We moved to 9th, but I don't think we'll be making the 8 from here. The Power taking on the Crows. We'll go the Power by 16 points. And, oh my goodness, the Power, they miss out on percentage. So here's the ladder. We got the Cats finishing first and the D's second. They're top 2, and the Lions and the Dockers in the top 4. Swans, the Blues, the Pies, and the Dogs in the top 8. The Power with a really, really late run. I reckon that they're definitely a chance, the Power, with their fixture that they have to still make the 8. They finished 9th. The Saints, not good enough at the end of the day. They finished 10th, unfortunately. I honestly predict the Tigers to have a late fade out at the end of the year. Without their star players, they don't typically seem to perform well, and they've got a fairly difficult run home, so it's almost critical for the Tigers to win at least 2 of the next 3 games. The Bombers, geez, I tell you what a finish for the Bombers if that actually does occur. They win 4 of their last 5 there, it seems, to finish 13th with 10 wins. You got the Hawks, the Crows, the Giants, the Eagles, and North Melbourne, who sit bottom on the ladder, but after that game against the Cats, they've got a better percentage than the Eagles. So before we do wrap it up, we'll predict the finals, considering that we might as well. The Cats take on the Dockers at... Oh, where could this be? I reckon regardless, the Dockers give themselves a chance, but the Cats surely don't drop the final. I'm going to go the Cats here, but... No, actually... I'm going to go the Dockers. Upsets do occur, and the Cats can't seem to play finals very well. Sydney should definitely beat the Dogs. They weren't able to get the job done. I think the Dogs are going to go out first round pretty easily, personally. Huge elimination final, Carlton v Collingwood. Flip of the coin, really. It's whatever side shows up on the day. I still feel like Carlton are the slightly better side, but Collingwood on their day can beat really anyone. And you know what? We'll go Carlton, but it could be anyone, alright? So don't hate on me, Pies fans. The D's v the Lions. I think the D's get it done. The Lions should beat the Blues in this clash. The Cats v the Swans. I reckon the Cats should get it done. Yeah, this is going to be tough. I reckon the Lions have got to make it to a grand final. They've got to make it to a grand final. So they'll find a way to upset the Dockers. I think the Dockers, they're not going to get it done this year. And Melbourne v Geelong, this is tough, honestly. Whatever side shows up on the day, but I think the D's are just the better side when it matters against the 2 sides. And the D's v the Lions, we'll go D's back to back. Pretty boring into the season, but what am I going to do? Predict the Dogs doing the flag? Not this year, that's for sure. Anyways, guys, those were my predictions for 2022 with 5 rounds to go. The final 8 could really be anything at the moment. I do want the Saints to make it, but we've got to win probably 4 of our next 5, and I simply can't see that happening with the way we've been playing. Yeah, who do you think's going to make the 8 in the comments? Will it be the Dogs, the Power even, or the Saints, or the Tigers? Let me know in the comments. And yeah, appreciate everyone for watching. I'll see you very soon in my next video. And tomorrow night, I'll be on the UK channel for Freo v Richmond. So stay tuned for that.